We're continuing our fun here at the MSU Science Festival, and I'm with Dr. Danita Brandt. And tell me a little bit about what I'm holding.
You're holding a reproduction. It's not the real thing, but it's a tail spike from my favorite dinosaur. Do you have any idea?
I'm gonna go Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Wrong.
Okay, Bronchiosaurus.
No.
Okay.
Maybe I should just tell you.
Tell me.
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus.
In fact,
Okay.
Look, right behind us.
I would have got there eventually. It would have
You
taken
can
me all
see,
day
yeah.
though. Okay,
Yeah.
this is cool. So this is a reproduction of it.
It's a reproduction.
That is dangerous if you had one of these on your tail.
Presumably it was.
Yes.
Presumably Stegosaurus used it
Okay.
for protection.
Okay, so talk to me about the other fossils that we have on our display here.
Well, we selected some fossils. Most of these you can find in Michigan, and they represent what the fossils tell us is that Michigan in the ancient past, we're talking millions of years ago, was very different from Michigan of today. These fossils that look like seashells, well, they are a seashell. They're called Brachypods. And these lived in an ocean, the ocean that covered Michigan for most of its history. But of course, are we under an ocean today?
Yeah, right, so then they became a fossil.
Right.
Okay.
And then the oceans drained away. And what came next was, Michigan was a place where there were lots of coal swamps. And this is a fern fossil that would have been growing in a swampy area. And I brought this out because when people think of fossils, they don't think of plant roots as being fossils, but that's what these are. These are plant roots. Actually, the third fossil I selected is this object. Do you want to guess what this is?
That's very cool looking. Honestly, to me, it almost looked like teeth, but I know it's not.
No, you're right.
Am I right?
You're right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got one.
And not only is it teeth, it's a single tooth. It is a molar from one of our fossil elephants that lived in Michigan during the Ice Age, of geologically recent time. So most people think of fossil elephants as mastodons and mammoths. Yes, those are the two.
Okay.
And they are actually very distinctly different animals, and we can tell by their teeth. And the elephant that had these teeth with all these knobs, these are cusps.
Okay.
Just like our teeth have bumps on them.
Right.
Those are cusps. And this is characteristic of a mastodon tooth. So we're looking at a mastodon molar. I'm not quite sure, I don't even think it's the whole thing, but to get some idea of how large the animal was, you know, think about how big our molars are.
Right.
This single molar
Was
is the size of my jaw.
Right.
So this was a lot bigger than us. And so this is the last part of our fossil story in Michigan, were the animals that lived in Michigan during the Ice Age. What we have in Michigan is a record of environmental change on a big scale, from when Michigan was covered by a salt water, ocean. Oceans drained away, we got swamps. The swamps kind of dried up, and then glaciers covered Michigan many, many years later. And we have the Ice Age animals. Now, what I haven't talked about is where these guys fit in.
Yeah, where do they fit in?
Not in
Michigan.
Not in
here,
Michigan.
darn it.
Because when, during the Mesozoic era, Michigan was high and dry. There were no oceans. There were no big swamps. That would be places where animals might die and get covered and buried. So Michigan high and dry, so maybe there were fossils, or excuse me, maybe there were dinosaurs in Michigan during the Mesozoic, but no way to preserve them.
Okay, and the whole reason we're talking about this is because you have Night at the Museums for the Science Festival. Tell me a little bit about that night and what people can experience.
Friday, April 22nd, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., the MSU Museum will be open. We will have, I think maybe 10 different stations for people to visit, each station with a different curator or faculty researcher hosting.
Which is so cool because it's not an experience that you get every day. So Dr. Danita Brandt, where can people get more information if they're interested in kind of what you said or more information about the MSU Science Festival?
Well, go to the Science Fest webpage, sciencefest.msu.edu. And you can also go to the MSU Museum webpage to get more information on our individual events that we'll have here.
All right, we're so excited about the event. Now, it's called Nights at the Museum. Are the animals going to come alive, or we don't know yet?
We can always hope.
Okay. We'll always hope. All right, this has been fun. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
All right, stick around. Studio 10 continues after the break.